Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between Sock versus Fly. This is taken from the NetEase esports tournament summer of 2020, and good to be back. I know it definitely feels like summer right now. This past weekend I got up to about 109 110 in my neck of the woods, and that's the reported temperature. I checked the temperature of my house in the shade, just like around like 11 o'clock in the morning, and it was 111. So, just my neck of the woods a little bit warmer than, much. But then again, I hear there's going to be a massive cold front all of a sudden, and even having snow in Denver. So, yeah, Denver quite a ways away, but still odd to see snow following, record high heat all within the same, week and a half. But anyone who's lived in Denver, California knows that, weather is very, very finicky. Anyways, first minute of banter talk out of the way, as we are looking at the Altar of Storms already down. It is going to be a Farseer going up against an Archmage. No big surprises here. We are looking at a solo Altar of Storms, which normally means a faster tech to tier 2 if he is trying to save his lumber. The Farseer is a perfect hero for this type of opening because of the summoning of those spirit wolves and the ability to harass. With that, we'll see how exactly Fly is going to transition into the mid game, as the mid game does hold a lot of opportunities, and we most likely will be looking at a Tauren Chieftain second. 43 degrees Celsius. Are you serious? That's absolutely ridiculously hot. Yes, yes, I know it was. And remember, I'm like 10 or 9 miles away from the ocean. I'd have to check, but I can ride my bike to the beach in like less than an hour. So yeah, it is ridiculously hot, or it was ridiculously hot. But yeah, Palm Springs, like the place where actually the desert was, I think it got up to a reported 120, but I'm sure, like, if you're like standing in a parking lot, it's like north of 127 sometimes. Anyways, Footman gonna go ahead, come down here, scout, sees that the barracks is just now being placed down. He knows that the Great Hall was already being upgraded here, and now we're looking at the rest of these remaining buildings. Meanwhile, taking a look back here, Archmage, it looks like he is going to try and he did clear out some of those early creep camps, already sitting very, very close to level 2, and has picked up a circlet of nobility. Units still wandering around off to the side here, as we're going to look at the water elemental going up against this spirit wolf. Okay, are we going to see the militia now fighting back here? Yes, we are. And all of a sudden, that one spirit wolf doesn't want to give any bonus experience. Meanwhile, the Archmage is also running around as well, and while trying to like do a little bit of hiding. Well, at least here's a game on Northern Isle to cool myself. Yeah, I wish I could feel the nice breeze off of the cold. I have all the windows open. It is 6:30 in the morning, and it is it's currently 78 in the house. So trying to pump in as much cold air as I can while there's actually cold air to pump. It's gonna get pretty warm. Anyways, back to the actual game here. Archmage and Farseer are still doing a little bit of chasing. Footman taking a little bit more damage than I would like to see coming in from Sock, and that means Fly should be able to start picking those units off a little bit later. Farseer does have nice range right there and can catch some Footmen as those Spirit Wolves are able to do a little bit of chasing. Now, with all of this said, Sock is actually kind of playing into Fly's particular strategy. Fly is trying to deny level 2 onto the Archmage. And, the Archmage being forced to just constantly run around, even though damage is not racking up onto those Footmen, it is causing major delay and denial of the Archmage to try and actually get any additional experience for level 2 on that Archmage. We really need to see Brilliance Aura, otherwise that Archmage is just going to fall further and further behind. Meanwhile, we are starting to look at a good number of headhunters joining in on the battlefield here, and does that mean we will be perhaps looking at defend? Defend, very powerful, but then again, if you invest in Footmen and get defend, you are just opening yourself into trouble for when that Tauren Chieftain finally comes into play. This is one of those things where a player, oh, getting tripped up on a frog right there, taking in a little bit more damage. This is one of those things where professional players are accounting for, and sometimes amateur and semi-pro players even over-invest early on only to see themselves fall behind later on in the game. Spirit Wolf trying to run on through, perhaps getting a little bit of damage here. Arcane Tower is going to be more than enough as we see the Mountain King joining in on the fight. There goes that Spirit Wolf. Archmage now once more on the move here. Meanwhile, Farseer actually getting some experience and taking some experience from his opponent by taking down those creeps. Tauren Chieftain is already out onto the battlefield, is coming bearing gifts of healing salves and a scroll of speed. Meanwhile, the Archmage, well, alongside a Rifleman, here we could be going into Rifle Casters. Rifle Casters, a long time strategy, it should be very effective here as we see Lightning Shield quickly cast onto that Tauren Chieftain. That Lightning Shield has come from the Farseer, so the Tauren Chieftain will in fact be able to, well, actually kill units with that Lightning Shield. However, the Lightning Shield did come to an end, but a lot of damage was already done. No Overseer will finally get taken out. Meanwhile, Archmage dropping a Water Elemental. Mountain King going to be joining in on the fight, as well as we are looking at the clearing of this creep camp here. All right, a pig and a sheep just hanging out next to each other. Something you don't see very often, all too much. But that just actually seeing two creeps or two critters out on the map next to each other at the same time. That is more of something that you see. Well, I guess it just goes to show you how many critters are on Northern Isle and something to be aware of. All right, we're looking at Spirit Wolf coming back across here. Riflemen trying to back their way. We're looking also at the Spirit Wolf trying to make its way through as the Farseer are going to be coming across. And here, there's a little bit of damage as the Spirit Wolf looks to back up once more. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 2, looking to clear out this Ogre Magi creep camp now. Tauren Chieftain will get, I believe, very close to level 3, if not all the way there, since there is, it's a 5-4-2-2 creep camp. And that Tauren Chieftain, once he gets to level 3, will have level 2 Stomp. Maybe there's no in that ship, maybe. But then you would take 2 of every critter, so there should be 2 sheep and 2 pigs, as opposed to just a sheep and a pig. Tauren Chieftain coming back down here. Ice Troll about to get taken out. Will get to level 3. Meanwhile, the Farseer gets up to level 2, finishing off a Footman. And the Farseer of Fly is just doing a great job harassing. Stormbolt now onto that Farseer. Now Mountain King does sit at level 2. Is he going to get a Lucky Bash? No Lucky Bash right there. That would have been enough to force a Scroll of Town Portal onto that Farseer, as that Farseer doesn't want to take that much damage. All right, Farseer down to 395 hit points. Not really that low, but the key thing that we're looking at right now is the Tauren Chieftain at level 3 with level 2 Stomp. As more Riflemen are joined in on the fight, is the Farseer going to perhaps try and get a Chain Lightning to finish off those units, as we're looking at Priest trying to get in a heal here. Tauren Chieftain now going to be coming across. Are we going to see a Scroll of Speed? There's an ensnare. Tauren Chieftain is in position. However, the Tauren Chieftain taking a lot of damage right now. Could be in a big problem, as the Archmage is going to be able to get that final Fireball off. Does, but it is still at 39 hit points. And, well, he was able to escape out. Tauren Chieftain trying to push himself through, only to see himself absolutely get wrecked right there. Farseer is in position to perhaps try and get a Lightning Shield steal, but no such luck. Mountain King did come across with a Stormbolt and a Thunderclap to try and finish off that Tauren Chieftain there, but Tauren Chieftain still able to escape, as the Mountain King did not have level 3. Aggressive play by the Farseer in terms of harassment, not really aggressive in terms of attacking, just heavy harassment so far. And well, has put Sock a little bit on the back foot. He is catching up in terms of hero level now at level 3 on the Archmage. And look at this. Triple claws of attack on that Archmage. That Archmage essentially critical striking with every single attack. Are we going into tech to tier 3? No, we are not. So no Orb of Fire to follow up. But that is still rather scary, as we see the Mantle of Intelligence adding in a little bit of damage as well. That Archmage is plus 27 damage. And this is one of those situations where if you are not aware of the game going on and you don't click on that Archmage, you may just be thinking that the Archmage is doing light damage only to see in a moment that how much damage is truly being done. I don't know if that was refunded or not. It looks like Fly did refund. There's a big thunderclap right there, slowing down multiple targets. Chieftain could be in trouble. Should be using a potion of lesser invulnerability. Is he going to get a stomp in? Yes, he is. There's that stomp just in time, as that Tauren Chieftain does use a potion of lesser invulnerability as well. All right, that Tauren Chieftain forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal. There comes in a thunderclap as well. There goes down some other units as the Riflemen try to pick off more units as well. All right, one peon being left behind right there. We're looking at a shaman trying to back away, but Sok is, well, now taken a very large lead in terms of hero, or a decent lead in terms of hero level, and has forced his opponent to burn a Scroll of Town Portal as well. Mountain King going to go after and finish off this Forest Troll Berserker. It's not going to give any additional real levels or items there, but still, every little bit does help. 1-0 upgrade. And incredibly important. Archmage, did it give the, what happened to the Mantle of Intelligence? Oh, all given to the Mountain King. All right, the Mountain King now in the halls of the Mountain King having +8 intelligence, having about 400 mana. The question is, when will... Oh, Kodo Beast, Stormbolt right there tries to dine and dash. Is it going to be able to get away? Thunderclap is going to be coming in. There it... No Thunderclap even needed. Mountain King's long stun duration. Beautiful right there, finishing off that unit. Archmage still not quite yet at level 4. Really needs level 4 for Brilliance or a level 2, and that would pretty much be the beginning of the end for Fly. Fly is in, while Fly is up against the ropes, he is in trouble. Can he fight his way out of this position, as we see Scrolls of Healing on the Archmage to counteract that stomp? All right, positioning is going to be key. There goes, well, there goes a Sentry Ward, and there goes a Purge. Beautiful, level 4 and level 3, a double level up. That's what you don't want to see if you're in Sok's position. As the Mountain King, is it going to try and get in a Thunderclap? No, saving the mana for the Stormbolt, as the Tauren Chieftain going to go ahead and dive on in right there. The waters are split to try and minimize the effect right there, as the Mountain King is still right here. All right, low hit point Rifleman, Chain Lightning trying to keep that one Rifleman alive. The units are diving back in there, but it is going to end up costing a couple of Raiders and other units, as the Rifleman able to hang back here. Tauren Chieftain is back in play. Are we going to see a Stormbolt? No, we are not. Lightning Shield onto the Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain is in trouble, trying to back away. Stormbolt goes down here. Tauren Chieftain down to 149 hit points. Is it going to end up getting felled? No, it is not. Archmage now being forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal. Mountain King gets up to level 4, and if only level 4 was reached slightly sooner, the level 2 Stormbolt would have finished off that Tauren Chieftain. All right, Fly is fighting his way back into this game. A little bit of overcommitment on both sides. Tauren Chieftain almost got taken out. Mountain King, also in that same boat, was forced to use the Scroll of Town Portal and to head away. But that's pretty much exactly what you want to see. You want to see players trying to use every bit of strength and every hit point from their own units. Is this actually going to give level 4 to the Archmage? If that does, no, it does not. Does not give level 4 to the Archmage. Archmage just a little bit shy here still. And I say a little bit, 3 experience shy. That would have been a huge drastic difference at the start of the fight if that Mountain King was getting extra mana. We'll take a look. 405 mana right there. Mountain King is nearby. Mountain King perhaps could line up a Stormbolt. Kodo Beast, double of them, has room in their bellies. That is going to be a key part here, as the Ogre Warrior finally gets taken down. Archmage wasn't close enough by to get that experience, as we're looking at the units trying to fight their way through. All right, there goes level 4 onto the Archmage. Archmage, that is going to be huge, as the units are now backing away. All right, Thunderclap would have been perfect. Tauren Chieftain, there goes a stomp, but only hitting one Rifleman right there, and that is not a good spot. That could be down a bad sign here. Kodo Beast is eating up a Priest and a Rifleman there. Healing Ward being placed down, as we're going to look at another Stormbolt go down onto the Tauren Chieftain. Overcommitment onto the Tauren Chieftain, though, as he is too far back, and I think Sok is getting played by Fly just a little bit. He needs to be aware of the Tauren Chieftain, but he cannot throw everything he has at killing that Tauren Chieftain there. All right, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability being used. Units are still fighting every which way, finally trying to give up on that unit there. There is another heal, or that Healing Ward has been around for quite some time, causing some problem. There goes the Tauren Chieftain once he was actually committed into that battle. A big problem right there, as Riflemen are starting to fall. 47 supply compared to 46. This is going to be bad news. Another stomp comes in. Kodo Beast is still eating up a couple of targets, and Fly is now owning this game. If the Kodo Beast end up getting taken down, that could be different, as a couple of the priests could end up surviving. That is going to be key, as all the units back out. 47 supply compared to 42. With a rifleman in the belly, Fly is in a great spot right now as the Tauren Chieftain and the Farseer will get to level 4, allowing for level 2 Chain Lightning. That healing ward did so much healing in the back. A lot of focus onto that Tauren Chieftain, also causing problems as Fly was able to inch back his way into this game and now has a slight advantage with gold. Items are a little bit sparse for the Farseer, so there are better items on the Archmage and Mountain King together. But the question is going to be, well, can he clear out this Magnetar Reaver? Will he be lined up in a great spot following the clearing of this particular creep camp? Mountain King going after this creep camp here now, taking a little bit of damage here. All right, Mountain King, well, what is he going to do? Is he going to try to absorb all this damage? Sorceress Rifleman here. This is actually a little bit messy. Are we looking at a Goblin Zeppelin? No. Blue hiding in the river, difficult to spot as the Magnetar Reaver going to get taken down. There it goes. Cloak of Flames on the Mountain King. So standing next to him is hazardous to your health. If the Tauren Chieftain actually got that item, that would be absolutely, absolutely scary. Tauren Chieftain with Lightning Shield, Cloak of Flames, and Stomp. That could easily destroy an army in a matter of seconds. All right. Archmage with Spellbreakers finally joining in as well. We are both looking at 50 supply. We can see that the Farseer has picked up some items as well. So we are about even in terms of items now. Double potions of invulnerability? No. One on the Archmage, one on the Mountain King. So that could be exactly what you need here as we're trying to clear out the last of the creep camps, perhaps trying to get to level 5 for that Mountain King. I just don't think there are any creep camps available as the battle now rages on. Tauren Chieftain in that front line spot. Major, massive stomp. There's a Thunderclap right there. And who's going to come out on top? Lightning Shield versus Cloak of Flames. Lightning Shield doing so much damage right there, but the Spellbreakers are in position. Sorceress is getting taken down, 37 supply compared to 60, and Fly absolutely just catching his opponent off guard here with a major supply advantage. Tauren Chieftain going to get in another stomp right here. Mountain King, is he going to use a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability? Spellbreakers are low on hit points. Are we going to see a Stormbolt or a Thunderclap? There's that Thunderclap right there, but it may be too little, too late. Level 5 now on the Mountain King. Mountain King could use a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, try to get back into this game. He actually needs to run into the fight. Mountain King needs to carry this team. 32 supply compared to 47. Mountain King needed to get in a couple of big Thunderclaps. He had the necessary items, but he backed away. He still has a Potion of Mana, but is it going to be enough right there as the Tauren Chieftain, well, tries to chase back a little bit more. All right, 34 supply compared to 44 here. Mountain King, did he use a Potion of Mana? Yes, he did. All right, we're going to see the death of a Grunt. One or two more shots should do it. Wow, one more shot would have done it. Archmage needs to go after that Grunt right there. There it goes. And finally getting taken down. Mountain King is at 5. Farseer is at 4. 29 supply compared to 49. It felt like Sock just completely lost control of everything right there. And now Fly having an amazing advantage going into the mid or maybe even the end game. If Sock does not set up his own expansion, this is the end game. As we can see, an expansion is already being set up by Fly here. We are only sitting at tier 2 for the human player and the orc player. No signs of third heroes. Shamans with Lightning Shield, Tauren Chieftain with Stomp and with Stomp able to stun the units around them, only to add in more damage as well. Tauren Chieftain now playing a game of hide and go Stomp, as the Tauren Chieftain should be able to line up a major stomp against many of those units. Rifles aren't as good as Breakers versus Farseer or Tauren Chieftain, but the mixed army is good versus both. I definitely have to agree. You need to make the Tauren Chieftain navigate around your Spellbreakers in order to get to that back line. And if they spend too long navigating, if they are stunned and or slowed by Thunderclap, the Spellbreakers can remove a significant amount of mana from that Tauren Chieftain prior to actually lining it up. That is what we need to see here. 45 supply compared to 50 right now. Army sizes are about the same as the Archmage going to get into position here. There's that Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain, was it revealed? I do believe so. It was revealed for just a moment, and now the Mountain King knows exactly what is up. He knows that his opponent does have an invisible Tauren Chieftain right there as a watchtower now going to get placed down. All right, this is going to be huge. There is Fly's sentry ward right there, spotting the Mountain King. This is absolutely huge. There's Dust of Appearance. Does it hit the Tauren Chieftain? No, it does not. It hits the sentry ward, and that is it. And that's not what you wanted to see. The Tauren Chieftain really going to be able to say boo here in just a moment. And there it goes. Where is it? Where is it going to say boo? There it goes, stunning down 5 units. And, well, that is a major amount of damage here. No lightning shield, however, coming across as the Kodo Beast gets devoured here. All right, more fighting. 48 supply compared to 54. Archmage trying to back away here. Priest trying to continue to try and back up Archmage, taking far too much damage. Chain Lightning still bouncing around at level 3. A lot of damage being added here. Low hit point Grunt could just get shot. Why isn't it being shot here? Still adding in damage. Not quite sure what's going on as the Priest are getting taken down here. Mountain King still going after the Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain has a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Not going to get taken out at all, as we could see a Thunderclap. There we go, going after and taking down 2 Raiders right there. Beautifully done, but it may be too little too late still. Low hit point Grunts and Shamans dancing around, getting kills. That's not what you want to be looking at here, as the Archmage looking to back up once more. All right, Archmage dancing around, still has those claws of attack. Meanwhile, well, only 1 priest here, and that is the problem. There is not enough priests to keep Sock's army alive and well. We need to be seeing more priests be trained, but this is perhaps the end game already. There's a Scroll of Healing. Sock knows that he cannot sit back. He knows that the economic advantage of Fly is just going to start taking control of everything here in just a moment, as we see a Stormbolt straight up onto the Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain, however, very close to level 6. Are we going to see a Thunderclap? Spellbreaker's looking to back away. Mountain King is right there, going to be able to perhaps turn back around and get in a major Stormbolt. There is another Thunderclap, slowing things down quite a bit. Wind Riders coming in to join in on the fight. Stormbolt onto the Tauren Chieftain, but a Potion of Invulnerability just in time. Tauren Chieftain trying to line up a stomp right here. Level 6 now, and this should pretty much be the end. Even if you finish off that Tauren Chieftain, Sock, well, you will end up losing everything right there. Down it goes. I believe the Mountain King was invisible, but a sentry ward was placed down in time to catch sight of that Mountain King to enable a chain lightning. So Fly a little bit behind during the mid portions of the game, able to come back strong with a couple of key fights, using his units very, very well, almost baiting Sock into taking out his Tauren Chieftain. During those trades, well, what ended up happening, the Tauren Chieftain took damage while Sock lost units, and that's what happened in the end. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.